Pandemonium Podcast. It has been a little bit, folks, and my apologies for that. I get busy. Life gets busy sometimes, you know what I mean? But this is said to be episode 51, I believe it is. And I thank you all for tuning in. As far as I last mentioned, I wanted to get through my experiences and give you a rundown of my time in Austin, Texas. This was a trip. It's starting to get stale, folks. This is a trip that I made like 2 months ago. And we're getting to a time where it starts becoming a little bit stale. You know, I got to tell the story. I got to get it out while it's still like every day my memory doesn't serve me correctly. So if I stop or I'm like, wait, no, it was this, please forgive me. It's already been 2 months and we'll see how it goes. But I thank you all, and I feel a little bit rusty here, but I'm loose. It's what the hell day is it? It's Sunday. It's a no-shower Sunday. I will shower before the day's up. I guarantee you that. If you want to write in the comments and just remind me or ask questions. Hey, Dan, did you shower today? Did you say, you said you were going to shower. Did you shower? Question mark. Oh, man. It's a rough road, man. Every day is a grind, okay? All right, sometimes I shower, sometimes I don't. I'll always brush my teeth. Anywho, so it's a Sunday evening and episode 51. I am going to give you a rundown of Austin, Texas. My trip to Austin and Dallas, just Texas kind of in general. And we'll see how it goes. I wanted to incorporate some VR video that didn't go so well. I had a whole set of recordings lined up, and it was in an incorrect format, which wouldn't display as well as the other format. And once I know one better format, I can't use the lesser format. Okay, so it's either go big or go home, mother effers, MFers. And I choose to go big. Go big. Just, if you're going to do it, do that shit. Put the effort in to, like, make it worth it and do it the best that you can. That's the only thing that I can say. As far as Austin, I did try to make that the best that I could. Okay? And I'm going to try and give you, because it's been a little bit, again, I feel rusty. I feel like this is going to turn out like shit, but ain't nothing to it but to do it, folks. Just fucking, if you've been thinking about it, just do it. Just, who cares if it's shitty? Don't let that negativity in your brain get the better of you. You gotta stand up and you gotta be like, no, this is LEPs. This is some life experience points right here. Not only that, it's going to show me something. It's going to show me what to do and, if not, what not to do. And either way, it's a good thing. It's something to learn from and just progress your knowledge, your experience in your life. And it keeps you going, keeps you pushing forward. That's something that you can reflect upon later and say, this sucked or this was cool. Who knows? But the point is that you did it, right? You tried it, you did it. And that's a good thing. So my whole point of visiting Texas, right? Texas, I hear a lot of talk about Texas. Austin, Texas in particular is becoming a prime time location, a nationwide hotspot for comedy. And comedy is a good thing. I enjoy comedy very much. And so I was like, man, I hear so much talk about Texas and just like even Florida, Texas, and not to bring up politics and whatnot in the podcast too much, but you can't deny the fact that politics is definitely ingrained and it's also a part of the state. And there's different types of politics. You got the statewide politics, and the state functions as per statewide laws. And then you got the federal, which is the overall, the nationwide, the this and that's. So you got federal laws, you got statewide laws. So there is becoming a greater, an exacerbation, if you will, of where people want to live as far as the state, what the state represents, state laws and whatnot. And then you always got the federal. So it doesn't matter what state you're in, there's always a federal law. But anywho, so I wanted to visit Texas. Texas is typically known as a Republican state. I don't like to be like red or blue or this or that. Like there's no, just fucking don't get crazy with some shit. If there is any state that is looking to just appease and fulfill the ideologies of this woke culture that is infesting in, it's like the small minority are bringing out, making their little voices the loudest in this time, and I don't feel like it's a good thing. I feel like I personally would like to live in a state that represents my thoughts and values, and it doesn't mean like if I consider myself a Republican or a conservative or whatever or red, and somebody else is going to be like, you're racist. You know what? I got a big middle finger to hold up to you because you don't know me. I'm not a racist. Unfortunately, we have to pick sides, right? When it comes down to this or that, because you're either this or you're that. You either hold more of the values of this side or that side, and whatever side, whatever values, whatever you deemed, important to yourself and personal, that's on you. The only time that I have a problem with it is when you start digging the heels into no, I feel this way, so now you have to react that way. Or when you start enforcing your ideology upon the rest of the people, it doesn't matter. Everybody can live their life peacefully, however the hell you want to. That's what we have. That's the great part of this country that we have right now, is you could do whatever you want. But when people start to have a problem with it is when people start to inflect their ideology and deem that you abide. It's very sketchy. It's very sketchy. It's very, I don't think it's right. I wouldn't, in my daily life, in my trying to live out my daily life and just be a person, be a contributing citizen of the United States of America. I don't care what state, what ideology, what left or right position you hold or think you hold, or you say this is better, this is that. We're all human beings in this race of life, okay? And and where am I ultimately going to go with that, right? Because that's a broad spectrum, right? We're beings in this race of life. Yeah, great fucking... I turn right, and then it fucking... Anywho. I guess what I'm trying to say is when you start trying to enforce your specific ideology on anybody, and that's where I was going with that. Like, I have a certain way of thinking. I don't expect that other people to think this way. I don't expect or demand that other people clean my shoes in respect for any certain, I pay taxes. Why shouldn't there be some, I don't know. I don't know, people. All right. I'm a little rusty. Sorry. I'm just getting back to this. So let that be said. I got my voice out in that regard, in that respect. Now let me tell you about Austin a little bit. Okay. Austin, Texas was a good time. All right. Before I made the trip, I had set specific reservations for certain hotels. Specifically, it was the Cambria. The first stop was in Paris, Texas. So I've been to Paris, Texas. And then after that, it was the Cambria Hotel out there in the airport, Cambria, right in southern, a little bit south Austin, south downtown Austin. And then after that, I changed the schedule here and there, but then the other one was like around Plano / Frisco. Also another Cambria hotel. And the reason that I picked that, right, is because they had a restaurant in the hotel. That's one of the things. So this is a little preface to the trip. The last time that I went anywhere was Asheville, North Carolina. And that was in 2019, about the same time. So I haven't traveled in 3 years. Okay, my Asheville, North Carolina trip was a road trip, and the whole Texas trip was a road trip. It was good. I am the most calm when I am doing 80 miles an hour on an interstate, just blazing through cities, blazing through states. Made it to Paris, Texas in 1 day. And that was a little comfort suites, hotel, inn, and whatnot. I don't think they had a restaurant or whatever, but I was specifically looking. I wanted convenience in this trip. I haven't traveled in 3 years, and it's my time to shine. I want to live in luxury, and Cambria Hotel seemed like a good hotel, and it was a good hotel. I didn't try the restaurants even. I was too busy to even try the restaurant at the Cambria the whole time, but I stayed at 2 different Cambrias, so... not much to say about Paris, Texas, other than by the time we got to the hotel, it was probably 10:30, a little bit late. Like, I wasn't looking forward to swimming. It was just a place to rest your head, like wake up, get a little breakfast maybe, which I didn't even get the breakfast, but there was breakfast. And, yeah, do what you will. So it was trekking the next day. And then that was to Austin, Texas. And here's where we get to Austin. This podcast has been over 2 weeks due, 2 months due. When I traveled to Austin, it was about 2 months ago. And it was a time, okay? I listened to the Joe Rogan podcast, and he's supposedly, in the least, we'll have to say he's a huge spark in the comedy culture that is to be created around Austin. Okay. And that is Joe Rogan. And there's another podcast that I listen to, and that is KillTony podcast. It's the #1 live comedy podcast to date. He's been doing it for 10 years plus or some shit like that, and it is amazing. They give anybody the chance to sign up. You put your name in a bucket, you sign up, you put your name in a bucket, and you have a chance whether you are on the beginner, intermediate, novice spectrum of comedy. It doesn't matter. Like, if you got material you think, and you have the goal to sign up to do a 1-minute spot, this is 60 seconds of comedy or whatever. It's supposed to be comedy or whatever you do. And then there's an interview afterwards. So the only thing that I could suggest, if you want to get familiar with what I'm talking about, is the KillTony podcast on YouTube. They might be on other platforms as well, but YouTube has a video. I do know that. That's where I watch it. And it's a good time. So in my time in Austin, I'm like, okay, here's KillTony is takes place at the Vulcan Gas Company, and this is off 6th Street in Austin, Texas. And I was like, man, they are supposed to be sold out for like the past 6 months, the next 6 months. Okay, not the past 6 months, but like from now till the next 6 months. And I'm like, it was a spontaneous trip. We set this up. Like, okay, I'm going to be traveling. I want to go through these dates, and I'm going to make sure that it's a Monday because that's when KillTony takes place at the Vulcan Gas Company in Austin, Texas, off of 6th Street. Okay, and then so I managed to get, there was one table left. There was like 3 seats that were available. It was at various tables. You can reserve a full table of 4, or if you have just whatever's available. So the only thing that was available, it was like $26, maybe some convenience charges and whatnot. It was less than $30, and I managed to find a spot. And I was like, this is the Monday that I'm gonna go here. I'm going to experience it live. I'm going to see, I watch it every week on YouTube. I'm going to go there and be able to experience it. It was amazing. All right. This show is supposed to start about 8 o'clock on a Monday. There's a lot of things about Austin that I want to explain. Maybe I'll get to that in a different episode. But I want to get through Austin and the KillTony experience specifically. All right. And the show is supposed to start about 8 o'clock. And I got there a little bit early. There was a line, I don't know, it was a few establishments away, a few storefronts away. The line was just boop, boop, boop. And I got there a little bit early, maybe about 7:10, 7:15, and maybe it was about 7:30, 7:40 that they started letting people in. And I'm waiting in this line, and before you get in there, they put your cell phone in I think it's called a yonder bag or some shit, where you can't take pictures. It's locked up, basically. You can't take video. You can't take photos, whatever. But that's beside the point. I didn't care about that. I had to reschedule my Uber because I'm like, I think it ends at like 10. I wanted to have some time. I didn't want to feel rushed with the Uber, so I went back outside, rescheduled the Uber. But anyways, I get in there about 7:30, 7:40. And I'm like, man, I'm here. I'm in Austin, Texas. I'm at the Vulcan Gas Company. I walk in, the place is dead. All right, you got a nice bar. As soon as you walk into the doors, you like move over a little bit, and there's like stairs and stuff. So when you walk in, it kind of horseshoes out. All right, so then I take the right side. There's a bar that is part of that horseshoe, and then just beyond that, you got the stage, and then there's tables obviously around that. And I walk in there, there's barely anybody in this place, right? But I walk in there, and there's the host of the KillTony podcast, Tony Hinchcliffe, and he's playing the drums. There's nobody on stage, right? It's just Tony Hinchcliffe playing the drums. Nobody's around the bar. Nobody's in their seats. This is way too early for everybody. But I get in so early, I order a rum and a Coke. And I'm like, well, I'm here. I'm here alone. This is what I'm going to do. And I just order a drink, and I'm like, I'm going to scope it out. I'm going to find my seat. I'm going to see what's going on, get the lay of the land, all that good stuff. And I walk in, and I am just like on the lower level, center stage, and to my left, stage right, there's Tony Hinchcliffe just playing the drums. All right, and he got one other person on stage, and that's Michael Gonzalez. He's got a computer in front of him. They're playing some music. Michael Gonzalez is the drummer. All right, he's also in a band, and they got a sponsor, the Peanut Butter Screwball Whiskey, whatever it is. But he's the drummer that plays, and it's a legit band. Everybody that is on stage is a legit band or comedian or whatever. So Tony Hinchcliffe, he's just playing the drums. I couldn't remember what the fuck. It's already been 2 months, and I forgot what the fuck song it was, right? But it was a nice rock and roll, iconic song. God damn it. I should remember. And I'm watching him play the drums, and then like Michael Gonzalez, he's at the table where all the guests and Tony Hinchcliffe and all the shit takes place. He's at the table with the computer. He's playing. He's listening to the drums. He's basically teaching Tony Hinchcliffe. And like Tony made a false move. He'd like look over like, I heard that. That ain't right. Because he's a drummer. He's got an ear for this shit. Anyways, let me move on. So I walk upstairs. I'm like, that was awesome. You know, he gets off stage. I'm the only person on the outskirts of the stage. I got my drink. I'm just like, chilling. At the same time, I'm seeing Red Band. I saw Michael Gonzalez pass around a few times. I ended up seeing Deep Madness, the bass player, the blind bass player. Awesome dude. Funny as hell. And then I forgot who the keyboard artist is, but I didn't really see him. But I saw other personalities that have made their way on the KillTony stage and did their 60 seconds of comedy with the interview and all that. So it was a great experience. So I find my table. I'm at table 66. Now, there was only 3 to 4 seats left, but so they were shitty. It was like the back seats of the balcony, and then there was another layer of seats, and then there was the balcony. So it wasn't terrible because they had a huge TV screen projector on the center above the stage. They had other TVs, but I'm there to live the real life experience. I don't want to be watching this shit on TV, right? So I'm at table 66 on the balcony in the back. There's obstructed view. I can't see what's going on. But the only good thing is I'm at the end. So at the end, there was a wall where there's like some bathrooms and this and that, but there was a wall with a TV that was live showing what was going on stage. So everybody, I'm at the end, and everybody was like, including myself, watching at the TV. And I'm like, I'm here live. I want to see these people in person. I can hear it. It's definitely a different experience hearing it live than it is hearing it on YouTube through your speaker, because it's a recording. And long story short, so I'm at table 66. The show hasn't even started yet. I feel like it's 8 o'clock. Feels like it's 8:30. It's like, are we starting late? What's going on? And there's like personalities, Red Band, Deep Madness, Michael Gonzalez, everybody. They're walking through. There's a bar off to my left on the balcony. I'm at table 66, all the way on the right, and all the way in the back. So I order a few drinks. I'm feeling good. There's other people that joined the table. There was 2 other people that joined the table, male and female. They happened to be on their honeymoon, and I forget their names, but they were good to meet, and a little bit of conversation. And then there was one other person. So the show gets going, and I'm like, this is cool, but I'm just watching the TV off to my right, okay? And I'm just looking, and I'm like, I need more of this experience. I need to see the real deal. I don't want to be just looking off at a screen, right? So I'm like, I'm going to either go to the bathroom. I didn't even go to the bathroom, but I'm like, I'm going to scope the place out. I'm going to go downstairs. I'm going to see where the bathroom is, maybe go to the bathroom. I'm going to go to the bar downstairs, even though I'm upstairs, because I just want to walk around and go to the downstairs level. That's where you can see all the action, and you walk through. And then, so I go to the downstairs bar, and I'm like, fuck this shit, man. I don't want to just be looking at a TV the whole time at table 66. So I walk around, and I could have taken the stairs just like off to the right, because I was off on the right side of that stage left at the balcony, and I could have easily made my way downstairs. And actually, that's what I did initially. So I walked downstairs. I took the easy route, right? And then I get down to the lower level. There's the DJ booth, if you will, the controller of sound and lighting and whatnot. And then I have to go all the way to stage right, from stage left to stage right, lower level. And I go to the bar, the Horseshoe Bar, and I order a drink. And I'm like, I'm going to try and I tried to actually, this is another thing. I tried to hang out just at the DJ booth because it was so clear. There was so much space. But there was a bouncer that was there, and he also does part of the comedy. He's been on there several times and put his name in the bucket. But he is the door guy. Big guy. He's a good guy. And I just wanted to make sure. So I get to the DJ booth as I'm walking to the bar on the lower level, and I'm like, hey, can I hang out over here just for like a minute? He's like, nope, you got to keep on walking. So I respect that. So then I walk down to the bar. I order a drink at the bar, and I'm just like making it last. I am in no hurry. I want to hang out and see the thing live, even if I'm off stage right. So I order a drink, and then I start looking around, and I was like, are there any tables? I'm like a little looking around. Are there any tables where I can hang out and just for the remainder of the show and just like weasel my way into another seat? And you know what? That's exactly what the fuck I did. I found myself from upper balcony, table 66, number 3-4 seat, all the way obstructed view to table 1, lower level, right on the side of the horseshoe bar. I'm looking off to my right. I see all the comedians. I see the stage. I see everything. And it wasn't even halfway through the show. So I was able to upgrade myself from table 66 and taking a chance just walking around like I want to see a better show. And it was awesome. The energy. It's way different than watching it on YouTube. Way different. And it was very fun. It was very fun. You see, I saw a few new comedians, repeat comedians. And then, so that was the whole show. And I forget what number the episode was, but it was one of those Mondays. So after the show was pretty cool too. Because it's like, we're going to have an after party. And I'm like, woo, good thing I set my Uber a little later because I want to hang out with the after party. What's going on? There's going to be a live band. They were playing some psychedelic fucking beats here and there. But then upstairs was a smoking section. They had a balcony that overlooks 6th Street, Austin, Texas. Now, I got to tell you about Austin, Texas a little bit here more. Austin, Texas is fine. Okay, there's a lot of electrical scooters laying around. It's like people ghost rid these things. They're like, oh, but time's up. Boom, ghost rid them. They're falling on the side of the sidewalk. It doesn't matter where they land. They're like, they don't give a shit. There's a bunch of scooters laying around all over the place. The place was like, I appreciate murals and like building side art, murals on the side of buildings and whatnot. But like it was more of like a graffiti-esque. Like things were tagged up. Buildings were tagged up. Visited a Mod Pizza. This thing had flies on the inside. You walk in, the floor's all dirty. Even the door was like fingerprints, just fucking tons of fingerprints. This thing probably hasn't been washed in fucking months. Okay, and then I walk into a Walgreens and like the same thing. Doors barely work. The fucking ground is all dirty right when you walk in. The fucking cooler doors are crooked, not even completely closed. Like fucking, I don't know. It wasn't my cup of tea. I hear that Austin, Texas is a beautiful place. Not so much in my eyes. I don't think so. I didn't think so. Would I visit there again? Sure. Would I give it another shot? Maybe. It's like northern, like Schlugerville. You go to Schlugerville, that was pretty sweet. But I like the suburban lifestyle. I don't like too much. I don't know. I'm not going to get into it. But that was my experience. The KillTony experience. There's so much more, and there's a completely different way that I wanted to express my trip to Texas. I'm going to leave Dallas for another time. I just wanted to get some audio time down because I've been working my fucking ass off, and I've been trying to do what I had to do. Just today, I washed dishes, did a load of wash. I fucking cleaned up the leaves in the yard. I fucking cleaned the gutters. I took a blower and blew all the leaves out of the gutters. I was fucking dancing on the rooftops like, yeah, fuck yeah. This is what I do on the weekends. A fucking weekend warrior. Not only working, but working when you're not working. It sucks. I just want to chill and just smoke a few joints or something, you know? I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, hope you enjoyed my KillTony experience. The best way that I could find to explain it at this time, episode 51. Thank you very much. You guys take care. I hope you have a great week. I will be back as soon as I can because I am working my ass off. I'm rapping buses, rapping vans, and I'm a rapping man and a rapping dad. Have a good one.